All right, Lexie, thank you so much for taking time to meet with me today. Okay, the first thing I want to start with is just having you introduce yourself.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Lexie Kernan. I am 22 years old, currently living overseas in Germany. I don't have any kids and I'm not married, but I have a cat named Arthur that I love very much. I work as an HR person in the military, so it's a pretty good job. It gets a little crazy at times, but it's pretty good. Yeah.
Where
And
are you
that's,
originally from? Because you moved to Germany.
yes, I'm from West Virginia in the States, but
And
I'm in Germany right now.
how long have you been in Germany?
A little over 3 years now.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's incredible. Okay, so what made you want to invest in a nutrition coach at the very beginning?
Well, I've always had a real bad relationship with food, just in general, not knowing when, where, what to eat. I had really bad relationship with it as well. Like when I was growing up, I didn't have the best examples. And one of my friends had kind of introduced me to the first form app, which then introduced me to you. And so he was like, yeah, it's really good. Like you should try it. I was a little bit skeptical at first, but that's kind of what got me interested, is because the person that I trusted kind of recommended it. So
That's really smart. It was
yeah,
Chris or was it Colin?
it was Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris is a good guy. Good guy to trust. And that's really how most people join us, is through a referral, and because that's how most people hear about us. They just find somebody that they trust and then they refer them into us. So since you started, you lost weight and your body composition has changed a lot. But one of the biggest changes that you talked about was your mindset shift around food. Can you describe the difference between how you feel about food now versus how you felt about food before you started the FLA Foundations course?
Yeah, so before, like I said, I had a real bad relationship with food. I was in a very bad binge then restrict cycle. I would go on a diet. I'd eat chicken, broccoli, and rice every day. And then one day I would have like a piece of chocolate and I would spiral. I'd think everything's ruined. I completely messed everything up. And so then I would binge on it and I would eat everything. And in my mind, I was like, if I eat everything right now, I won't have time to eat it later. And then I can stay on my diet.
Right.
So it was really bad and it was just making me gain more and more weight. And I was always restricting and I was never really looking at what I was eating, just constantly trying to eat under what my calorie intake should be. And then when I got into this and I had Zeus coaching me, and she kind of explained that no food is bad food. Like there isn't a bad food out there for you. It's just all in quantity. So you don't have to eat chicken and rice every day. You can eat a piece of chocolate. You just can't eat 7 chocolate bars.
Right.
You can have like those snacks that you really like. And I think that's what really changed it, was just doing that and just trusting in her, and then seeing the actual results as I'm trusting the process. Because at first I was like, I don't know about all this. Just eat chocolate? I don't know about that. But as I did, and there were times when I would have snacks like that and I would be like, don't binge, it's fine, just wait, just wait, just wait. And then seeing the picture progress, I think is what really like set it in stone for me, that I was like, oh, right, wait.
Yeah.
I don't have to eat everything. And also just seeing that I was under eating was a really big shock to me. And then changing to eat more, and I was losing weight as I was eating more. That was what was probably the biggest turning point for me, was that I was like, I don't have to restrict to lose weight. Like I can eat what my body needs. Like, so that was probably the big thing.
Which probably helped you not have to binge as much because you weren't restricting all the time anymore. You're eating regular amounts of food every single day. So, and having chocolate, normal amounts of chocolate, then you don't have to eat all the chocolate bars at once anymore.
Right.
So I love that. And I love Zeus's mentality. She's amazing as a coach. So you live in Germany, and you live in a different country. Can you describe how it was working with our company, even though you were in another country?
Yeah, it was a little bit difficult at first, but I wouldn't say it's because of the company. I just work in a very crazy career,
Uh-huh.
a lot of weird hours. So even though I'm in Germany, sometimes I would still be waking up when the States are waking up because I'm just waking up in the middle of the night to go to work. So it was a little bit difficult to get it figured out, but like Zeus was so accommodating to all of it. Like if I needed to move time, or if I was like, hey, I'm sorry, they just called me in, like I'm not gonna be able to meet today. Like even if we weren't meeting on our calls, she was still able to text me and be like, here's what we need to do, and we'll catch up on the call later. And I mean, even with this one, I think we had to reschedule it like 3 or 4
I
times.
know,
So
right?
it's
And
just they're
your
very accommodating.
schedule.
Yeah, it's just
But
my schedule more
I was gonna
so.
say your schedule is very difficult for you.
Yeah.
Um, but Zeus lives in your time zone, doesn't she?
Yeah, I think maybe like an hour or two off, maybe, but
Yeah.
we're pretty close.
Yeah, she lives in Slovakia right now. So she travels around. Some of the time I think she was here traveling. So and then some of the time she's over there. But yeah, it is a little bit difficult when you work for the government and the Air Force, and you kind of can't be like, "Hey, I'm not going to come in when you tell me."
Right.
Or if there's chaos in the world and something happens and you have to change jobs,
Right.
then we just do what they tell you to do.
Yeah, that's pretty much where the biggest struggle was, but it wasn't like you guys were always easy to move and you were like, "Oh yeah, like that's fine, like no worries." Like there were times I was like, "Man, this is probably so annoying." Like it's
No, not at all. We try to accommodate and make sure we show up for you. We're there to support you. So I mean, I was just impressed with your crazy schedule, how you were able to implement all these new habits and show up and change your mindset and completely transform your body all at the same time. That was impressive in a very short amount of time.
yeah.
Um, well, is there anything else you would like to share with someone that's questioning like joining the FLA movement?
I would say if you're worried about it being like one of those scams where like they're gonna be like, just eat this and do this workout and you'll be fine. That's not what it is. Like, because I was a little bit nervous because growing up, like I said, I had real bad relationship, real bad examples, and my mom was always on those fad diets. And I was like, I don't want to get into one of those. That's not what this is. Like, it's they want you guys want people to be healthy and happy in a way that they can actually sustain it and actually not necessarily change diet habits, but just change somebody's mindset. So I think it's a really good program that if you're questioning it and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should do it, you should just try. Just see. Because I think I was only there for, I don't know, maybe like 4 months. And I don't think I've binged in probably a little bit over half a year now. I've been maybe a little less than that. I'm not sure. There might have been like a stint or something, but for the most part, like I've changed my mindset in that short amount of time. And I just think it's a really good program that it's hard to get one of those. Like, because there are a lot of fad diets out there and it can be scary, but this one's not one of them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Thank you so much. Leaving behind binging is something that it took me 20 years to do. So for you to give that up in about 4 months, that's exactly why I created the program. So I appreciate you taking the time and just putting in the work, because 4 months is a long time in a lot of people's minds to change their mindset. But man, compared to 20 years that it took me to figure it out, and you stopped the binging, but you also changed your body composition a whole lot as well inside of the crazy lifestyle that you also have. So I'm really, really proud of you and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Lexie.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.